Is it plagiarism? Learn more to make sure you aren't plagiarizing sources. Plagiarism defined. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is essentially stealing. Plain and simple, plagiarism is taking someone else's work and intellectual property and presenting that work as your own. When does this happen? Plagiarism happens intentionally or unintentionally when students use research sources in papers without properly recognizing those sources, include photos and images in presentations without sharing the sources, provide information in speeches without including the sources, and in a laboratory setting when a student copies another student's results from an experiment or procedure. Plagiarism is an academic offense. Plagiarism is considered a form of academic dishonesty within the KCTCS Code of Conduct. Students found to be plagiarizing can face a number of sanctions, up to removal from a course. When to cite. To avoid plagiarism, citations for sources used are added to research papers. Within the body of the paper, to give the author or creator credit. In a list at the end of your paper is a works cited, which is MLA style, or a references page, which is APA style. Formatting rules for each style must be followed. More specifically, you must cite a source when you include a direct quote, more than one word, and use quotation marks, when you cite numbers or statistics, include someone else's idea or concept you learned about through your research, and basically anything you didn't know already. Summarize or paraphrase information from a source, even if you use your own words. Provide an analysis, support an argument, or draw a conclusion based on the sources you found. Use information from an interview or collaborative effort with others, and when you use an image from a source. And a word about public domain. What is public domain? According to the U.S. Copyright Office website, a work of authorship is in the public domain if it is no longer under copyright protection or if it failed to meet requirements for copyright protection. Copyright law dictates that corporate works enter public domain 95 years after publication, or, for individual creators, the life of the creator plus 70 years. So why does this matter? Because even if you find information in the public domain, such as Shakespeare's works, you must still cite it. Just because you find sources online doesn't mean they are free to use without giving credit. Using information ethically is an important part of research and building knowledge over time. Plagiarism can happen when you aren't careful. Learn how to avoid plagiarism traps and ways you could be plagiarizing unintentionally. Your instructor can easily identify plagiarism, so do your research the right way. Types of plagiarism. According to Turnitin.com, a worldwide survey of almost 900 secondary and post-secondary instructors revealed 10 common types of plagiarism by high school and college students. Turnitin calls these frequently found types of plagiarism the plagiarism spectrum. Number 1, clone. Students commit plagiarism when they turn in a paper copied from a source using information exactly as written verbatim, or word for word, by the creator with no citation provided. It's also known as the ghostwriter paper, according to plagiarism.org. Number 2, Control-C, which is copy. Students commit plagiarism when they turn in a paper that contains a high percentage of content copied with minimal changes from one source, with no citation. It's also known as the photocopy, according to plagiarism.org. Find replace. Students commit plagiarism when they replace words or phrases from a source, but basically leave the content structure and flow the same. Again, no citation is provided. It's also known as the poor disguise paper, according to plagiarism.org. Number 4, remix. Students commit plagiarism when they take reworded content from different sources and mix them together with no citation. It's also known as the labor of laziness, according to plagiarism.org. Number 5, recycle. Students commit plagiarism when they self-plagiarize to repurpose content from other papers and research projects they have already turned in for other assignments, without citing their original work. It's also known as the self-stealer paper, according to plagiarism.org. Number 6, hybrid. Students commit plagiarism when they use perfectly cited sources with additional content copied or paraphrased from sources without proper citation. It's also known as the perfect crime, according to plagiarism.org. But there is no such thing. Number 7, mashup. Students commit plagiarism when they combine copied or paraphrased information from a number of sources without proper citation. It's also known as the potluck paper, according to plagiarism.org. Number 8, 404 error. Students commit plagiarism when they make up or fabricate information or use unreliable information and provide inaccurate citations to these sources. It's also known as the misinformer, according to plagiarism.org. Number 9, aggregator. Students commit plagiarism when they cite their sources used properly, but fail to actually incorporate any of their own original writing or thought into the paper or project. It's also known as the resourceful citer, according to plagiarism.org. And number 10, retweet. Students commit plagiarism when they properly cite their sources used, but rely primarily on keeping the original phrasing and structure of their sources. In many of these cases, students are not using adequate quotations denoted for direct quotes, or are using them heavily. Again, this type of plagiarism also underscores a lack of the student's own interpretation or thought into the paper or project. It's also known as the too perfect paraphrase, according to plagiarism.org. Tools to help. Use these tools to help you with citation. Then note citation tips in your textbook if available. Visit the Purdue University OWL or Online Writing Lab website. Look at citation tools within specific library databases, but double-check citations as they may be incorrect. Visit the MCTC Library Citation Help Guide and use Trusted Citation Maker RefWorks, available through the MCTC Library Citation Help Guide. The MCTC Library Citation Help Guide. Locate the Citation Help Guide under Research on the MCTC Library homepage. And keep this in mind on your next research project. Always look at the research as a personal opportunity to learn and grow. Respect the process of scholarly research and how it allows professional knowledge to build and enhance many aspects of our lives. Take good notes as you read sources so you can reread and better understand. And work on improving your synthesizing skills, or how you interpret information and create new meaning. These are important life skills. And remember, reach out to a librarian when you need help with your research.